Some games feel like escape, and then there are a few rare games that feel like a dream you somehow walked into and never really left. Cyberpunk 2077 is one of those games. At first glance, it looks loud, bright, crowded, restless. But the strange thing is, the more time you spend inside Night City, the more it starts to feel unreal. Not fake, not empty, just unreal in the same way a dream feels real while you are inside it. Night City does not just show you a world, it surrounds you with a mood. The lights never stop glowing, the streets never stop moving. The buildings rise so high they almost disappear into the sky. And yet, for all this noise, for all this motion, the city feels strangely lonely. That is the first reason this game feels like a dream. Dreams are not always quiet. Sometimes they are full of color, motion, sound, and life. But they still feel distant, like they're happening somewhere just beyond your reach. Cyberpunk 2077 captures that feeling perfectly. Look at the city for a moment. The rain hits the road and turns the ground into a mirror. Neon signs flicker across puddles. Windows glow in the dark like tiny fragments of another world. Every corner looks designed to be remembered. And that's the key. This game does not just look good, it looks memorable. There's a difference. A lot of games have detailed graphics, a lot of games have big worlds, but very few games have a visual identity so strong that one look is enough to recognize them instantly. Cyberpunk 2077 has that kind of identity. It's not just a city, it's a vision, a neon fever dream, a future that feels both exciting and a little dangerous, beautiful but never comfortable. And that's exactly why it stays in your head. What makes the dream feeling stronger is the loneliness. Not the obvious kind of loneliness, not the kind where nothing is happening. This is a different kind. The city is alive, but you still feel small inside it. People pass by, cars move, music plays somewhere in the distance, screens flash, ads shout from every wall. But underneath all of that, there's a quiet feeling, a feeling that the city is too big to fully know, too crowded to fully understand, too fast to fully hold on to. And that's exactly how dreams behave. You're inside them, you can see them, you can move through them, but you never fully control them. Cyberpunk 2077 gives you that same sensation. Sound is a huge part of why this game feels so unreal. The music doesn't always try to overwhelm you. Sometimes it just sits there quietly, almost like it's breathing with the world. The hum of the city, the distant noise of traffic, the soft echo inside a hallway, the sound of rain touching metal, glass, and concrete. All of it works together to build atmosphere, and atmosphere is everything. Because a dream is not remembered only by what you saw, it's remembered by how it felt. Cyberpunk 2077 understands that. It doesn't just want to be seen, it wants to be felt, and that's a much harder thing to do. What makes this game so powerful is the contrast. The city is beautiful, but not peaceful. It's alive, but not warm. It's full of color, but not always full of comfort. That mix is what gives it its dreamlike quality, because dreams are often strange combinations of opposite things, familiar and unfamiliar, calm and chaotic, beautiful and unsettling. Cyberpunk 2077 lives in that space. It can make you stare at a skyline for minutes. Then, in the next moment, it can make you feel like you're walking through a future that doesn't belong to you. And somehow, that tension is what makes it unforgettable. Some games impress you for a moment. Some games are fun while you're playing them. But only a few games leave behind a feeling that stays with you after you stop playing. Cyberpunk 2077 is one of those games. You may not remember every mission. You may not remember every street. But you remember the mood. You remember the glow, the rain, the towers, the reflections, the loneliness, the strange beauty of being lost in a place that feels too alive to be real. That's why it feels like a dream. Not because it's soft, not because it's simple, but because it creates a world that your mind doesn't just observe, it falls into it. And maybe that's what the best games do. They don't just give you something to play, they give you something to remember, something with a mood, something with a soul, something that feels like you stepped into another world for a while. Cyberpunk 2077 is not just a city, It's a dream made of neon, rain, noise, silence, and memory. And once you've seen it, part of it stays with you. That's why it feels like a dream. Some worlds are played. This one is remembered.